Ever wonder what it truly takes to build an empire, not just from the ground up, but from the ashes of a legacy, amidst family feuds and national crises? Imagine standing at a crossroads where immense wealth meets immense responsibility, and the path forward is anything but clear. Today we're diving into the extraordinary life of Isabel Noboa Pontón de Loor, a woman who redefined what it means to be a powerhouse in Latin American business, all while nurturing a profound commitment to her community. Her story isn't just about boardrooms and balance sheets. It's a deeply human saga of resilience, vision, and the quiet power of a woman determined to leave a mark far beyond financial success. To understand Isabel Noboa, we must first journey back to Guayaquil, Ecuador, a bustling port city on the Pacific coast, a place of vibrant commerce and deep-rooted traditions. It was here, in this fertile ground for ambition, that Isabel was born into a family name synonymous with vast enterprise, Noboa. Her father was the legendary Luis Noboa Naranjo, a titan of industry whose original Noboa Corporation was an economic force, encompassing everything from bananas to shipping. He was known as the Banana King, a self-made man who built his fortune through sheer will and relentless work. Her mother, Isabel Pontón Avila, though less public, was the grounding force, a woman who instilled in her children a profound sense of values, unity, and a quiet strength that would prove indispensable in Isabel's later life. This was a household where business acumen was breathed in with the air, and the pursuit of success was a daily lesson, not just in theory, but in the very fabric of their lives. Dinners might involve discussions of market fluctuations, trade routes, or the latest ventures, shaping a young Isabel's understanding of the world from a uniquely entrepreneurial perspective. Yet life in such a prominent family wasn't without its unique pressures. While many children might dream of a typical upbringing, Isabel's path diverged early. At just 12 years old, she left the tropical rhythms of Guayaquil and the familiar embrace of her family to study at St. George's in Clarence, Switzerland. This was a world away, a stark contrast in climate, culture, and educational philosophy. This early exposure to international environments, away from the direct, all-encompassing influence of her powerful father, began to subtly shape her independence. It taught her adaptability, self-reliance, and a broader perspective of the world. Later, she continued to expand her horizons, pursuing economics remotely through the University of London, a pioneering approach to higher education at the time. This demonstrated her early drive for knowledge and a pragmatic understanding of the global economy. Crucially, as she contemplated her future role in a family deeply entrenched in business, she armed herself with the highest level of strategic education, attending the advanced management program at Harvard Business School. These experiences, far from her family's direct influence, began to forge the independent spirit and disciplined mind that would define her future, preparing her, perhaps unknowingly, for the monumental challenges that lay ahead. For many years, however, her primary role remained that of a homemaker, a stark contrast to the boardroom battles that would eventually become her daily reality. This period, seemingly quiet, was a crucible where her personal values and inner strength solidified, providing the foundation for the extraordinary transformation yet to come. She observed, she learned, and she prepared, even if the path ahead was not yet clear. Isabel Noboa's true entry into the high-stakes world of business didn't come through a gradual ascent, a meticulously planned career ladder. Instead, it was a sudden, dramatic plunge, born out of crisis and necessity. In 1994, her father, Luis Noboa, passed away, leaving behind an colossal empire and a contentious vacuum. What followed was a bitter and public dispute among his heirs, a sprawling legal and financial battle that captivated Ecuador and indeed much of Latin America. The Noboa name, once a symbol of unified power, became synonymous with internal strife. For 3 agonizing years, the future of the Noboa legacy hung in the balance, as brothers and sisters wrestled for control over an inheritance that was as much a burden as it was a blessing. Then in 1997, a settlement was finally reached. It was a moment of both division and immense opportunity, a Solomon-like splitting of an empire. As part of this complex agreement, Isabel was entrusted with a portfolio of companies from the former Noboa Corporation. This wasn't a gift, nor was it a comfortable inheritance. It was a challenge, a heavy mantle of responsibility thrown onto the shoulders of a woman who, until then, had primarily managed a household rather than a multi-million-dollar enterprise. These companies, including the coveted national representation of Coca-Cola, the burgeoning Mall del Sol, which would become a landmark in Guayaquil, and the venerable Ingenio Valdez sugar mill, along with other diverse investments, became the foundational blocks of what she would meticulously build into the Nobis Consortium. Her sister Diana initially shared ownership, but the precarious economic climate of the time, coupled with the sheer magnitude of the task, led her to withdraw, leaving Isabel to steer the ship largely on her own. It was a lonely position, yet one that ignited her inherent drive. This was no easy start. The late 1990s were a period of profound financial crisis in Ecuador, a time of economic instability, widespread debt, and national uncertainty. The banking system was reeling, unemployment was soaring, and consumer confidence was at an all-time low. Isabel and her nascent team found themselves not in a position of simple growth or expansion, but of desperate stabilization, tasked with rescuing companies saddled with millions of dollars in debt. It wasn't about building from scratch. It was about preventing collapse. It was during these tumultuous years that her strategic brilliance and unwavering resolve truly emerged. She wasn't just managing assets, she was resurrecting them, breathing new life into struggling enterprises, making tough decisions that often meant painful restructuring, but ultimately ensured survival. This period, often overlooked by those who only see her later success, was the true crucible of her leadership. One particularly poignant example of her early business acumen and deep sense of national pride was the revival of La Universal, a historic Ecuadorian brand. Once a beloved household name, known for its chocolates and candies, La Universal had fallen on hard times, a victim of the economic downturn and mismanagement. Isabel saw not just a failing company, but a piece of national heritage, a cultural touchstone that needed to be saved. Her efforts to acquire, stabilize, and revitalize it were met with widespread admiration, demonstrating her unique blend of shrewd, business savvy, and profound cultural sensitivity. It was a move that resonated deeply with the Ecuadorian people, showcasing her commitment to her country's heritage. By the 2000s, Isabel Noboa had cemented her reputation as a leading figure in Ecuadorian business, particularly dominating the real estate market in Guayaquil through her company, Pronobis, which developed iconic urban projects. Her consortium expanded rapidly, diversifying into a multitude of industries: agro-industry, agricultural exports, mining, ports, and tourism. What began as a fragmented, debt-ridden inheritance had been transformed, through her singular vision and tireless effort, into one of South America's most significant and diverse investment groups. Her formula for success, she later revealed, was a powerful and often surprising combination: absolute discipline in pursuing business objectives, characterized by rigorous planning, relentless execution, and a strong analytical approach, coupled with a profound sense of solidarity with social and environmental goals. For Isabel, true success wasn't merely about profit margins or market share. It was about contributing meaningfully to her nation's economic development and long-term sustainability. She built her empire not just with bricks and mortar, but with a deep-seated belief in the interconnectedness of business and societal well-being, proving that economic prowess and ethical responsibility could not only coexist, but thrive together. While Isabel Noboa's public image is undeniably that of an unyielding business leader, a force to be reckoned with in boardrooms and financial markets, her private life has been marked by its own complexities and emotional depths often hidden from the public eye. At the tender age of 21, she married Isidro Romero, a prominent and charismatic figure himself, who would go on to have a significant career in both business and sports leadership. Together they embarked on a life that eventually saw them raise 3 children. This was a period when her life was largely focused on family, fulfilling the traditional role of a homemaker, far from the intense pressures of corporate leadership and public scrutiny. She created a nurturing environment for her children, grounding them amidst the high expectations and public visibility that came with being part of such a powerful family. Yet, even as her future business empire began to stir on the horizon, this marriage, like many, faced its own challenges. It eventually ended in 1998 through a mutual agreement, a divorce that, while amicable, undoubtedly carried its own emotional weight. What makes this period particularly striking is its timing. Her divorce coincided almost precisely with the most challenging and pivotal years of her professional ascent. Imagine the immense personal strain of navigating the end of a long-term marriage, particularly a very public one, while simultaneously grappling with the monumental task of stabilizing a multi-million-dollar consortium during a crippling national financial crisis. It's a quiet testament to her extraordinary internal fortitude, her remarkable ability to compartmentalize immense personal pain and professional pressure, and her unwavering resolve to persevere. This period of her life, often glossed over in broader narratives of her success, speaks volumes about her inner strength and resilience, showcasing a woman who could endure immense personal upheaval without faltering in her public duties. Years later, in 2007, a new chapter unfolded in her personal life when she found love again and married Dr. Agustin Loor in a grand and joyous ceremony. This union marked a period of personal happiness and stability, providing a counterbalance to her demanding professional life. What's particularly revealing about her character, however, is her sustained amicable relationship with Isidro Romero and his family, even after their divorce. In a world where high-profile separations often devolve into acrimony, Isabel demonstrated a rare and graceful capacity for moving forward without bitterness, fostering respect and goodwill. This reflects not just maturity, but a deep-seated commitment to positive relationships, a trait she applies to all aspects of her life, professional and personal. Beyond her marital journey, Isabel's life has been deeply shaped by the profound lessons inherited from her parents. She often speaks candidly and with deep reverence about how she attributes her discipline, her relentless drive, and her strategic mindset to her father, Luis Noboa Naranjo. He was a man of immense will and an exacting standard, and these qualities were clearly instilled in her. Yet she equally credits her mother, Isabel Pontón, for instilling in her the foundational virtues, the spirit of unity, and the human touch that softens her formidable business persona. These aren't just polite acknowledgments or dutiful tributes. They reveal the internal compass that guides her, the dual influences that forged her unique leadership style. The pressure to live up to such a monumental legacy, particularly after her father's passing and the subsequent public family disputes, must have been immense. She didn't just inherit a name or a fraction of an empire, she inherited an expectation, a responsibility to uphold and surpass. Yet she transcended it, not by imitating but by forging her own path. Imbued with her unique blend of steely resolve and empathetic, values-driven leadership. It's in these quiet moments of personal transition, behind the headlines of corporate success, that we truly glimpse the full human complexity of Isabel Noboa, a woman who has faced down both personal and professional storms with remarkable grace, proving that true strength lies not just in what you achieve, but in how you navigate the trials of life. Isabel Noboa's life, inextricably linked to the economic fabric of Ecuador, has occasionally intersected with the nation's political landscape, bringing with it its own set of complexities and public scrutiny. For figures of her stature, operating solely within the private sector is often an impossibility. Their influence naturally spills over into the public sphere. In early 2003, during the administration of President Lucio Gutierrez, a period marked by its own political upheavals and aspirations for economic reform, Isabel took on a significant public role, accepting the position of president of the National Competitiveness Council of Ecuador. This was not merely an advisory role. It held ministerial rank, placing her at the forefront of national policy making. She was tasked with the immense responsibility of designing and implementing strategies to enhance Ecuador's economic efficiency, improve its global standing, and attract crucial foreign investment. Her appointment was seen by many as a signal of the government's seriousness about engaging with the private sector's expertise to boost the national economy. Her tenure, however, was relatively brief, as she resigned by the end of that same year. While the specific public reasons for her departure were not always widely elaborated upon, operating within the often turbulent, passionate, and unpredictable realm of Ecuadorian politics, even in a seemingly nonpartisan economic role, presents unique challenges. The political landscape in Ecuador is dynamic, often characterized by rapid shifts in power, public sentiment, and policy priorities. For a private sector leader accustomed to direct decision-making and clear objectives, the slow pace, bureaucratic hurdles, and inherent compromises of government can be frustrating. Furthermore, the line between private business influence and public political involvement can often be fine and easily blurred in the public imagination, leading to intense scrutiny, debate, and sometimes political headwinds from various factions. High-profile figures like Isabel Noboa often find themselves caught in the cross-currents of political agendas that may not align with their own, even when their intentions are purely geared towards national progress. Her involvement in government, however brief, underscores a recurring and consistent theme in her illustrious career: a deep, fundamental commitment to the broader economic health and sustainable development of her country, far beyond the confines of her own corporate interests. This foray into public service, even with its inherent controversies and pressures, reinforced her image not just as a sharp business magnate, but as a patriotic figure, genuinely invested in the national welfare. It was a testament to her willingness to step outside the comfortable and often more predictable confines of the private sector and lend her considerable expertise, her strategic mind, and her formidable network to the public good, even if it meant navigating the often murky waters of political life and enduring the inevitable public debate and sometimes criticism that comes with it. Her brief but impactful time in government demonstrated that her ambition extended beyond personal gain, truly encompassing a desire to uplift her entire nation. Isabel Noboa Pontón de Loor's influence extends far beyond the boardrooms and financial statements of the Nobis Consortium. Her life story is a compelling narrative of how immense economic power can be harnessed for profound social good, leaving an indelible mark on Ecuadorian society and setting a powerful example for leaders worldwide. For 9 consecutive years, she has held the top spot in the best reputable companies and leaders in Ecuador ranking by Merco, a highly respected corporate reputation monitor. This remarkable achievement is a testament not only to her astute business prowess and the success of her enterprises, but also to the deep respect, trust, and admiration she commands from the public, her peers, and her employees. She has been consistently recognized as the most admired businesswoman in Ecuador by prestigious organizations like PricewaterhouseCoopers and the weekly leaders of El Comercio, and has been internationally hailed as an iconic businesswoman of the decade by the All Ladies League and Women Economic Forum in New Delhi, India. Bloomberg New Economy Forum recognized her as one of the leading global CEOs, further solidifying her international standing. These accolades are not mere titles. They reflect a consistent, deeply felt appreciation for her contributions. But these numerous and impressive accolades only tell part of the story. The true, more profound measure of Isabel Noboa's impact lies in her unwavering, lifelong commitment to philanthropy and social development. This dedication didn't begin with her immense wealth. It has been a guiding principle throughout her adult life. Even before launching Nobis and taking the reins of a sprawling business empire, she co-founded the Foundation for the Right to Adopt, FAN, in 1974. This early initiative, decades before her corporate renown, demonstrates a deep, innate compassion and a lifelong passion for supporting vulnerable children and ensuring they had loving homes. Following her father's death, she established the Luis Noboa Naranjo Foundation to preserve his formidable legacy, not just in business, but in his spirit of industry and contribution. She also founded the Seeds of Love, Semillas de Amor Foundation, an initiative specifically focused on the critical issue of addiction prevention and treatment, showcasing her awareness of pressing social challenges. Perhaps her most significant and expansive philanthropic endeavor is the Nobis Foundation, established in 1999 as a direct arm of the consortium's corporate social responsibility initiatives. This foundation acts as a powerful vehicle for channeling resources and expertise towards sustainable development. Through these various organizations, which she actively founded and chaired, Isabel Noboa has directly impacted an astounding over 900,000 low-income individuals across Ecuador. This is not just a statistic. It represents tangible improvements in education, health, economic opportunity, and social well-being for nearly 1 million people, a staggering figure that speaks to the immense scale and profound reach of her humanitarian efforts. Beyond direct aid, Isabel Noboa has consistently sought to empower individuals and communities. Since 2000, she has personally championed the Ecuador Triunfador, Triumphant Ecuador campaign. This visionary initiative annually recognizes and awards young Ecuadorians who develop social enterprises that are not only innovative, but also promote crucial shared values of coexistence, community, and sustainable development. This program nurtures the next generation of socially conscious entrepreneurs, fostering a culture of innovation that benefits everyone. More recently, in 2019, she spearheaded the United for Education initiative, a highly ambitious and collaborative effort. This brought together a broad coalition involving leading businesses, government bodies, academic institutions, and civil society organizations, all united by a single powerful goal to provide equitable opportunities for all Ecuadorians. This is achieved through comprehensive programs focused on skill building, fostering essential competencies, and instilling values that prepare individuals to face the complex challenges of the present and future. Isabel Noboa's work offers invaluable and timely lessons for today's world. She demonstrates that leadership is not merely about accumulating wealth or wielding power, but fundamentally about distributing opportunity, fostering social progress, and building a more just society. Her unwavering belief in the intrinsic interconnectedness of economic success and social well-being stands as a powerful counter-narrative to purely profit-driven models of capitalism. She's shown that true resilience isn't just about surviving crises, but about emerging from them with a deeper, more profound commitment to the community and a renewed sense of purpose. Her journey reminds us that true influence is built on integrity, foresight, vision, and a heartfelt dedication to improving the lives of others, particularly those most vulnerable. What we can learn from her is that true leadership is holistic. It seamlessly integrates bold ambition with profound empathy and personal success with the collective upliftment of an entire nation. Her legacy is a living testament to the fact that business, when guided by strong ethical principles and a genuine desire to serve, can be a powerful force for positive change in the world. Isabel Noboa Pontón de Loor's story is far more than a mere chronicle of business triumphs and financial acumen. It's a profound exploration of the human spirit, an inspiring testament to resilience, and a compelling narrative about the transformative power of purpose. From navigating a tumultuous family legacy and the immense emotional toll of public disputes to skillfully steering a nascent business through a crippling national economic crisis, and then meticulously building a sprawling, diversified conglomerate, her journey illuminates the extraordinary strength it takes to not just survive, but to truly thrive and, crucially, to give back. Her life is a living, breathing testament to the profound idea that true wealth isn't solely measured in financial assets or market capitalization, but profoundly in the lasting impact one leaves on society, in the countless lives touched by vision, compassion, and unwavering dedication. Her unwavering commitment to social responsibility, which she has woven intrinsically and authentically into the very fabric of her business empire, stands as a powerful and enduring beacon. It challenges us all to reconsider the fundamental purpose of enterprise in the 21st century and to re-evaluate the vital role of leadership in fostering a more equitable, just, and sustainable world. Isabel Noboa leaves us with a lingering sense of thoughtfulness, a quiet but potent reminder that even amidst the cutthroat complexities of commerce, the intense pressures of leadership, and the inevitable challenges and heartbreaks of life, the pursuit of progress, when guided by genuine compassion and a deep moral compass, can indeed create a lasting and immensely meaningful legacy. Her life underscores a simple yet profound truth that resonates deeply. True success is found not just in what you accumulate, but when ambition serves a higher purpose, leaving a mark that extends far beyond personal gain and resonates long after the balance sheets are closed, shaping the future for generations to come. Her spirit, a blend of iron will and tender heart, continues to inspire, proving that one person, driven by purpose, can truly change the world.